Dear student, welcome to our lecture number 6 about our module Introduction to Economics. And today we'll try to understand another important concept which concerns the economic institutions and the market. So through our lecture we'll try to understand the definition of the economic institution, what does it mean the economic institution, and what are the main features and objectives and the types of the economic institution. And we'll move to the market. Of course, when we say market, we have to talk about the demand and the supply curve, and at the end, the market equilibrium. And as usual, we conclude our lecture with a general conclusion. So let's start with the economic institution. The economic institutions have contributed to the formation of human groups based on the use of financial, intellectual, and material means to achieve a specific objective set by their management. So we have a group of persons which create a certain institution in order to achieve their goals, maximize profit as much as they can and with the lowest cost, and at the end they will obtain more profit and also satisfy the needs of consumers. So we can define the economic institution as following. It is a productive organization that aims to create market value through certain factors of production and then sells it on the market in order to achieve financial profit. Also, it's an economic unit that carries out a range of activities related to production, purchase, sale, and storage, contributes to the achievement of the objective for which the foundation was founded. I found a certain organization or economic institution in order to achieve a certain goal. So I will try to achieve this objective which the foundation was founded for. And also it's defined, if we go to the definition or according to the ILO, the International Labor Office, it is أو مكتب العمل الدولي. It's any place containing economic activities and has a private and independent records therein. So the main features of the economic institution. First of all, it should has a legal statute. It has an independent and legal entity. Also, seeking to perform the function for which it was founded because it has the capacity to carry out production. Also, it should have the ability to survive, so it's the continuation of the institution by obtaining adequate function, adapting to the political condition. Maybe in the lecture in the second semester we'll have another module about economic business. So we'll talk about the different way of the business to survive. So the institution or the economic institution has it should have the ability to survive and to adapt with the internal and the external environment. Also, it concerns the provision of financial resources for the continuation of its own operation, obtaining the resources through financial revenue. It should have the different way to have a more financial resources in order to ascertain or to ensure that it functions properly. Also, the programs and the methods of work are defined. Each institution seeks to set a specific goal and therefore keep to achieve them. The economic institution also adapts to their surroundings so that they can perform their tasks in the best of circumstances. That's why I told you that I have to know how I work with the different circumstances. We are talking about internal and the external environment. The main objective of the economic institution, we can categorize them into four main circles or objectives. The first one, we talk about the economic objective, and here it means the pursuit of profit, of course, and response to the wishes of customers and attention to rationalize production. So we have to meet our profit as a owner. For example, I'm an owner of an economic institution. I need to achieve a certain profit. So the meeting this profit with the realizing the wishes of customer, and also I have to pay attention to rationalize production. The second objective, it concerns the social objectives, and here we have to ensure the achievement of an acceptable level of salaries and wage, and to contribute to improving the living standard of employees and workers. Also, we have the cultural objective, which means to provide all cultural and recreational means for employees, and to provide also the training for beginners. We have also the technological objective, which means the interest in development and research, so the use of the media to reduce costs and gain time and access to reliable and accurate information. So now we move to the type of economic institution. Also, we can categorize them depending to some criteria. For example, based on the nature of their ownership, we can distinguish between three types of economic institution. The first one, it's a private enterprise. They belong to a person or group of individuals. We have the mixed institution. They are privately owned and public owned. And of course, we have the public institutions, which are owned by the state, and managers are not entitled to act according to the personal opinion, no more they sell them until they have obtained state approval. So we have the private enterprise, we have the public institution, and the mixed institution. We are in Algeria in a mixed institution. We always apply the rule 5149. The second criteria, it's depending on the number of workers. We can distinguish between five types of economic institutions, which are the micro enterprise. We have from 1 to 9 workers, the small enterprise from 10 to 49 workers, the medium enterprise from 50 to 499, large enterprise from 500 to 999, and more than 1,000 workers. Here we are talking about the giant enterprise. According to the economic activity, we can distinguish here between four sectors. So the four sectors, it's about the agriculture institution. The second sector, it's about the business institution. The second sector number 3, it's about the financial institution, and the last sector, number 4, is about the service institution. So every sector or every institution which is belong to one sector, it's specialized in these sectors. Service institution provide services, financial institution contribute to implementation of activities related to money, agriculture is about agriculture, and business is about business. Now we move to the market. So, what does it mean, market? Market simply is a place where goods and services are exchanged. So, market consists of buyer and sellers with facilities to communicate each other for transaction of goods and services. So we have a certain needs. We'll meet them with a certain product. So this place, we call it a market. So the market is important for exchange of goods and services, and for the adjustment of demand and supply by price mechanism, and for the improvement of the quality of the society, and also for the introduction of the new mode of life, and also for higher production. So the classification of market we can base on certain criteria, which are depending to the number of commodity, we can distinguish between the general market and the specialized market. For example, we have here the vegetable market. Depending to the area covered, we can we can find the local market, the regional market, the national market, the international market. So for example, the local, for example, I'm here at Renaissance, so it is a local market. The regional, for example, the western region. So the national here in Algeria, for example, the Algerian market, and the international, we are talking here about the international level. Depending on the nature of the commodity, we can distinguish between the market of products and the financial market and the market of the factors of production. So the market of product, we have different goods and services. The financial market, we can see, for example, shares and bonds, etc. And the market of the factors of production, we have principally four factors of productions. Now, when we say market, we have to talk about two main variables, which are the demand and supply. We have a demand and the supply, and we have to meet the demand with supply. So the demand represents the quantity or the amount of goods that buyers are willing and able to purchase at a given price. So when we are talking about the demand here, it's up to the consumer. We are talking here, when we are talking about demand here, we want to say, or want to talk about the consumer. Here I will give you an example. Think of a good like orange juice, and how many bottles you are willing and able to buy a week in your current situation at a different prices. So I give you here the demand schedule. We have here the different price. We have, for example, in a price of $1, $1.75, the quantity demanded is 0. When the price increase $1.15, the quantity of the demanded per week is also increase. For example, here at price of 0.15, we find that the quantity demanded decrease. So when the price increase, the quantity demanded decrease. So here it's decreased too. So we can represent them in this curve. So you have to remember that as a consumer, we need to stretch our money. Here in our example, it's estimated by dollar. For example, for $1.75, we have for us the bottle of juice is too expensive, so I will not buy. But at $1.50, we can get one bottle for $1.25, two bottle, as you see here. Okay. Here for one point, it's so expensive, so I will not buy. For $1.15, I can buy one. For example, 15, I can buy until 5 bottles of juice. So at this price, for example here, the bottle of juice is cheaper now. I can buy more and more of bottle of juice. And following this point or dots, we can draw what we call the demand curve. Okay, so I will draw it properly. Sorry. So here you see, as you see here, it's downward sloping because when price increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and vice versa. And this is the law of demand, as you see here, and this is the law of demand. We have, it is a downward sloping, and this is the law of demand, which means simply that which represent the law of demand represent the inverse relationship between prices and quantity demanded. So the law of demand states that there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. This means that we tend to buy more units when the per unit prices is lower, ceteris paribus. We move the supply curve. So the supply or quantity supplied is the amount of goods, services, or resources that producers are willing and able to sell at any certain price. Here I will give you another example, which is the supply of the tacos. We have here the, sorry, here we have the quantity supplied, and here we have the price of tacos. Here when we are talking about supply, we are talking about the producer, sorry, the pure producer. As a producer, I would like to sell more and more units of my products, okay? So in the price of, for example, $1, I will sell 1,000 unit of tacos per week. But if I wanted to get more profit, in the price of $2, I will sell 2,000 units. So as you see, it is a direct relationship between prices and services. When the price increase, the quantity supplies increase too. So, as usual, we will put the price in the vertical axis and the quantity in the horizontal quantity. That will give us, here we will find the price in the vertical axis, and here we find the quantity supplied in the horizontal quantity. As you see here, we have in $1, the quantity is 1,000 unit of tacos. In $2, we have 2,000. In $6, we have 6,000. So it is a direct relationship between prices and quantity. So this direct relationship between prices and quantity, that's what we call the supply law. The law of supply, so it states that there is a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. So this means that producers tend to want to sell more unit when the per unit price is higher, certain ceteris paribus. Sorry. Now, the supply and demand together. So before, as we have seen before, the demand and the supply curve show how buyer and supply, buyer and seller respectively respond to the change in the price of goods. And now we'll show you how the interaction of buyer and seller determine the price. So let's start with the benchline, the equilibrium prices is the price when the quantity demand equals the quality demand, as you see here. Here, the equilibrium means that the quantity demanded is equal to the quantity supplied, as here. We have 7 unit with 7 unit. So this is curve represent the market equilibrium. So equilibrium quantity here So the equilibrium quantity here, we have this one. It is the equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium course prices. So we call this why it is the equilibrium prices, this one, because forces are put into play that will push the price toward the equilibrium. Every price here will push us to this point. So that's why we call it the equilibrium prices and the equilibrium quantity. So to conclude this lecture, we talked today about the economic institution by trying to give in a different definition of it and the different types of economic institution with different criteria according to the ownership, the number of workers, to the sectors, and also we talk about the market definition of market, the types of market, and as I said, when we are talking about the market, we have to find a supply and demand because it's the when we are saying the market, it means that we have sellers and buyers. Everyone has want to achieve his goal. The buyer need to satisfy his wants, and the seller want to get more profit. So we have seen also the demand curve and display curve and the law of demand and law of curve. We said that the law of demand we can find that there is an inverse relationship between prices and services, and the supply curve or the law of supply, it is the we find the direct relationship between the quantity and the price and the quantity supplies, and at the end we talked about the equilibrium quantity and equilibrium prices is when the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplies. It will give us the equilibrium or the market equilibrium. So I hope that it was useful for you. Thank you for your attention, and to our next lecture inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.